Start out by taping down your worksheet to your placemat so that the corners don't fold up. You're probably going to need to share brushes. But what you're going to do is you're going to try to make the variety of strokes, of brush strokes that you see in the top boxes there with several different kinds of brushes. What I would actually recommend is to have each brush in a different color and go ahead and make each different kind of stroke with one brush first and then move on to the next brush. The second part of the worksheet is to mix up your own little mixtures of color, and these can be any colors that you want, but you're going to mix up enough so that you can cleanly and evenly paint the entire box there. Notice how I used my flat brush to really address the edges and make sure I had nice clean edges and a completely full and even paint application. For the gradient, you're going to want to tape off the edges, and you want to use the yellow frog tape to do this because it's extra delicate surface. You can use any colors, but the goal is to get them to blend together, and you do that by painting wet next to wet and just work those two colors in together. Then the final part at the bottom is going to be two different techniques that you're going to try out, but you're going to start both techniques by just painting the entire background first. If you want to try adding some gradient here, you can, or you can just paint it a single color. Make sure that it is fully dry before you remove any tape. And then for the first part, you're going to, on the bottom section, you're going to create some kind of a pattern. So I just chose one of the brush strokes from up above, and I'm choosing a contrasting color to paint over the top. And then I'm kind of varying the color a little bit by mixing in a bit more white, and then creating that pattern over the top of the background. For the second one, you're going to use masking tape to create some hard edges. And you want to make sure that the background is fully dry before you put tape over it. You're probably going to need to add a couple of layers, again, letting each layer dry between. And then when it's dry, you'll remove the masking tape. As you can see, I got a little bit of a rip there, but I'm just covering up with more tape. And then I'll continue making some little hard edge shapes over the top of my colorful background. Again, making sure that I let the layers dry and trying to get those shapes really nice and opaque so you can't see through to the background. And I'm just making a little design here. It doesn't have to be triangles. It really can be any shape that you want to create using masking tape. You can even just make straight lines like I'm showing you how to do right here. But you'll want to do a couple of layers so that it's not see-through. Wait for it to dry and then peel up the tape and reveal those hard edge shapes.